morning, teacher and classmates. On behalf of Group 1, I'd like to welcome you all to our project, The Generation Gap.
How many times do we have different perspectives on everyday situations? Children, adults, and older people all have different ways of dealing with problems. Societal values and norms transform over time. It leads to gaps in perspective between the generations. Well, the generation gap is the difference between different age groups because of their concentrated experience, opinions, habits, and behavior. Today, the generation is growing in the digital age and often adapts effortlessly to technological innovations. The older generation live in a different era and today find it challenging to keep pace with the constant change. Nowadays, to clearly divide generations, people usually separate them into four groups. The first is Gen X, the generation born between 1965 and 1980, who experienced many social changes and development in history. The second is Gen Y, born between the early 1980s and the late 1990s. They are often curious and ready to accept change. The third is Gen Z, who was born between the late 1990s and early 2010, is known as the best generation to get technological developments and change. The last is Gen Alpha, that refers to people born between the 2030 to current, and is considered to the digital generation when social media influence the way they develop in the future.
Generation X refers to the generation born between 1965 and 1980. Gen X is the first generation to win the shift from an industrial economy to an information technology-based economy. They have played a key role in driving the growth of the tech industry, the internet, and new technology. Generation Y, also known as millennial, refers to those born between the early 1980s and late 1990s. Generation Y has distinct characteristics due to technological development and social change. They are often known as the digital generation, having early and strong exposure to the internet, technology, and social media. Gen Y is also often described as a flexible thinking generation, quite creative, demanding meaningful work and long-term commitment. Generation A include people born between the late 1990s and early 2010. Then Z is the first generation born and right during the boom of information and communication technology to be the pioneering generation leading positive change in the future. Alpha then are children born between 2010 and 2024. Most members of Generation Alpha are children of Generation Y. Then Alpha is considered a digital native, as they are the first generation to be born in an era where smartphones, social media, and other digital devices have become an integral part of everyday life. Due to their young age, there is currently little formal research on Gen Alpha and the impact of technology of them. However, it's expected that Gen Alpha will experience an increasingly digital environment which may affect the way they interact, learn, and socialize in the future.
Generation X, Y, Z, and Alpha have several things in common. Firstly, we were all born and raised in an era of rapid technological and social change. They share common concerns about social issues, environmental protection, and gender equality. They are proficient in using technology and approach social media in their own way. Secondly, Generation X, Y, Z, and Alpha are all creative and hungry for change. They are always willing to try again and keep improving. Finally, all of these generations adapt to rapid change and have the patience to achieve their goals. They all contribute to the development and transformation of society, the economy, and culture. Generation X, born between the mid-1960s and early 1980s, is remembered for growing up during the period of major change, such as the advance of personal computers and the early internet. Many were larger kids with both parents frequently working, encouraging independence and self-reliance. Gen X is practical and versatile, combining traditional principles with new innovation. They enter maturity amid a time of economic uncertainty, which shaped their realistic approach to work and life. Despite their tiny number, they have had a long-lasting impact on industries, such as in business and technology, helping to shape and shift to digital age.
Generation Y, also known as millennials, refers to those born between the early 1980s and late 1990s. As the first generation to grow up with the internet, they take their health seriously. Millennials are known for their healthy lifestyle compared to previous generations. They are curious and ready to accept changes. Millennials want to follow their paths. For this generation, work has to be about more than just making money. They value clear communication and collaboration at work, and they often like to try out different job roles.
Hi, today I will talk about Gen Z. Generation Z, often referred to as Gen Z, include those born roughly between the mid-1990s and early 2010s. This generation is unique because they grew with the internet, smartphone, and social media as a natural part of life. Gen Z is known for being tech-savvy, creative, and open-minded. Um, they are passionate about social issues such as climate change, equality, and mental health awareness. Despite facing challenges like economic instability and a rapidly changing job market, Gen Z is determined to make a positive impact on the world, embracing diversity and innovation everything they do. Thank you for listening.
Xenopha is a term used to refer to those born from 2013 to 2025. They are the first generation to be born entirely in the first century. Most members of Gen Alpha are the children of millennials. Gen Alpha is considered a digital native, as these children are the first generation born in an era when smartphones, social media, and other digital devices have become an essential part of daily life. Since they are still very young, there is currently limited official research on Gen Alpha and the impact of technology on them. However, it is expected that Gen Alpha will experience an increasingly developed digital environment, which may influence how they interact, learn, and socialize in the future. Gen Alpha has the following characteristic. Firstly, technology skill. Gen Alpha is born and raised in a digital age. Therefore, children of this generation have a skill in using technology, smartphone, tablet, and other digital device from a very young age. Secondly, the decision to become more independent. Gen Alpha is a generation with a high spirit of independence and self-reliance. They have the ability to make decisions and solve problems independently because they believe in their own capabilities. Finally, there is diversity in lifestyle, taste, and viewpoint. They are not constrained by traditional norms, but tend to be open and accepting of difference.
The generation gap occurs by increased life expectancy, rapid changes in technology, and different points of view. First and foremost, the development of technology has created different social conditions between generations. The younger generation are familiar with the internet, social media. They're also really good at using electronic device. However, the older generation don't want big changes in life, so they keep their traditional way of communicating and interacting. Secondly, the youngster, having been grown up in the digital age, they're ready to accept changes and be open to the new way of thinking. While older generation may fail to adapt to the new culture, they have fixed idea and hold traditional views about many issues. Moreover, the difference in lifestyle and career choice can also deepening the gap between them.
The generation gap can create various challenges in communication and relationship. First, the difference in value between generations often cause misunderstanding. Younger people might feel restricted by traditional expectations, while older people may see new ideas as a challenge to their belief. For example, younger people may prefer flexibility and personal freedom, while older generations might value stability and tradition. Second, the rapid development of technology contributes to the gap. Older generations may struggle to keep up with new devices and platforms, which can make it difficult for them to communicate with younger people who use their tools daily. Lastly, the difference can create emotion distance, causing family or group to become less connected.
Generation gap can be seen in establishment, a company, or even a group of people. It exists in families at the gap between parents and children. The core reasons is a large difference in their age. Modern and busy society often makes it hard for parents to have time for their children, which has made the existing generation gap become larger. Bridging generation gap requires effort from both sides. On the one hand, parents need updated information about children's life, study, entertainment, and hobbies to understand and share the view with them. On the other hand, the children should be aware of the inevitable differences brought by age difference. When there is conflict, both sides should discuss frankly to find out the solution. This could also allow both sides to understand each other better. Moreover, it makes children become more open-minded, share with parents their problems, and solve them with the help of parents. It can also help avoid unnecessary stress, and family members can live harmoniously together with a better working and studying achievement.
Creating a harmonious society among different generations is essential for social development. To achieve this, several key actions should be prioritized. First, individuals from various generations should actively engage in conversation to build connection and coexist more harmoniously. Second, it is important to educate ourselves about the experience and perspective of different generations. This knowledge helps us appreciate diverse ways of thinking, working, and living, promoting empathy and respect. Finally, participation in community activity can significantly enhance intergenerational relationships and also provide valuable opportunity for people to exchange ideas and strengthen bonds. In conclusion, a thriving society depends on understanding and respect among its members. By this way, we can cultivate a more inclusive and harmonious environment for all.
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe.